Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea.
Hello. All right, we are getting started with this Juneteenth event. Thank you everyone for coming. This is honestly amazing. I didn't know what to expect, but this has exceeded my expectations. So thank you everyone for coming, spending the time here so that we can celebrate this wonderful day and event. So I'm Marcus Coward. I'm the newest member on the Human Rights Commission, and I'm in charge of hosting this event. So, amazing, thank you. So our theme for this year is unity. Juneteenth is about celebrating African American history, our liberation, and our many accomplishments as a people and culture here in America. But not one person as an individual was able to change anything, no. It was only together as a movement that change was possible and hope was found. So today we stand in solidarity with all those around the world in need of some hope. Whether it's those in Palestine, Haiti, Sudan, immigrants all over America, or even another person here in New Bedford. Don't give up hope, you're not alone, and a change is gonna come. In a little tent, oh, and just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know the change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. 'Cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. I'd go to the movies and I'd go downtown. Somebody keep telling me don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. And I go to my brother, and I said, brother, help me please. But he winds up knocking me right down on my knees. Whoa, and there's been times that I thought I wouldn't last for long, but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know the change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. Thank you. So our first speaker on today is a young student I'm sure we're all familiar with, Elliot Talley. Elliot Talley is a recent graduate and former student council chair of New Bedford High School. He has spent his high school career advocating for student voice, which culminated in him receiving the Human Rights Award from the New Bedford Human Rights Commission. In September, he will be studying mathematics and political science at Northeastern University.
Thank you all very much. So, at my high school, just a couple years ago, I was thinking of ways to get students more in line with Black History Month, because we didn't do very much for it. So the principal and I sat around a table and we said, why don't we do a poetry contest? So the first winner was Leslie Padilla, who some of you may know, who spoke at graduation. And this year, I got the opportunity to do it. So I will be saying my poem, but I do have a reflection for you before. To begin my reflection, I'd like to reference a song that includes the line, "Where do we go from here, now that all of the children are growing up?" Now, my first answer to that was the same thing we've been doing for the past century when kids were growing up. But then I thought about it. I thought about Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King's book, Where Do We Go From Here, Chaos or Community, where he talks about the work that still needs to be done, even with the signing of the Voting Rights Act. And it made me realize that where we go from here is our choice. And there are many things you can do to decide where you go from here, which includes educating yourself on current events, talking to members of your community, and you need to vote in every election, not just every 4 years, not just every 2 years, but every single year. There's an election every year, folks. And when you are in that voting booth, you must select a leader who will accurately and appropriately represent you and your community. Now, right now we're seeing attacks on African Americans, and we're seeing anti-DEI, and every time I see that, I'm saddened. Because now we're seeing, every time you see a Black person in power, a woman in power, an LGBTQ plus person in power, they always say it's because they're Black, because they're woman, because they're gay, when that's not true. They're there because of what they did to get there. I immediately think of the wildfires in California, where the chief of that fire department was, yes, a woman, but she also worked for that department for over 20 years, and she was an assistant chief before she was chief, and yet people went out there saying she was only there because she was a woman, which is simply not true. The same thing has been happening to our African American brothers and sisters. In my poem, I talk about the Civil Rights Movement, which is a prime example of ordinary people coming together to decide where this country is going to go. And not only did they vote, but they made their voices heard by knocking on doors, sharing pamphlets, and protesting. I don't want the poem I'm about to read to just be a history lesson. I want it to be a request, a calling, to continue the work that still remains. A call for the United States and for us to decide where do we go from here. And with that, I invite you to hear my poem. In the winter cold, we find a fire, set by many leaders who aim to inspire. Here we see a stride toward liberty, a stride toward freedom to better our kingdom. In unjust confinement, Dr. King's letter had a true alignment to the core values of the states that segregationists seem to lock behind prison gates. Here we see a stride toward liberty, a stride toward freedom to better our kingdom. Voting rights in '65 ensured that freedom could survive. Advocacy with voices strong in a land where freedom can belong. To everyone, a little light, this is truly a noble fight. Here we see a stride toward liberty, a stride toward freedom to better our kingdom. Through all the grief, through all the protests and endless madness, the people who have been beaten have been eaten. The people who saying, ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, thrown on the ground. The lynching tree of hatred's grip, a cruel mark. In that knotted rope comes a little glimpse of hope, because we will always rise while spectators feast their eyes upon a movement fighting for a nation that is just, a movement that will forever be discussed. Because here we see a stride toward liberty, a stride toward freedom to better our kingdom. Now, before I sit down, I was asked to invite a couple students from my school to come join me today. And one person I invited is Jonathan Bartolome, a rising senior at New Bedford High School, my friend, a student advocate, and he's been taking public speaking classes through, which college is it?
Bristol.
Bristol County Community College. So let's hear it for Jonathan.
Bear with me. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Jonathan Bartolome, and today I will speak about the importance of not only learning Black history, but shifting our perspective on it. To begin, I'd like to pose a question. Who does Black history apply to? Most of you might think that the answer is obvious. Black people. It's right in the name, isn't it? But on the contrary, Black history isn't just reserved for Black people, but the human population as a whole. Black history is a testament to the persistent battle against a desire for control. It's a gift that transcends generational, cultural, and systemic divides. Black history is human history, which means that while it is about Black people, it is for everyone. No movement has ever experienced success by refusing to partner with others. In fact, that's what led to the downfall of many early movements. Throughout multiple incidents, Black leaders made sure to partner with those outside their demographic and support their causes. Whether those people were Asian Americans, Latino Americans, immigrants, people from all backgrounds, these fought for women's rights. These are just a few instances of solidarity between Black people and other marginalized groups, which teach us that building bridges and working together make us stronger and harder to kill. But however, even with this knowledge of the strength in numbers, it has always been difficult to rally together over a certain cause. Our fear of losing the stability and security that we have, no matter how much it is. The universal appetite for subjugation, power, and greed. And oftentimes, those who are given the chance gain control of the system rather than fighting to dismantle it. It is our innate, sinful, selfish nature to obsess over our comforts and block out the suffering of others. Through Black history, we see the dangers of thinking this way, as most opposition came from those who felt that their way of life was threatened, fearing that they lose everything. And as a nation, we need to address these shortcomings, examine the systems in place, while also confronting the biases we hold deep inside us. That way, we open up a space for healing and authentic transformation, which is more than any piece of paper can do. Which leads us to hope. We live in a world where progress has been made, but there is still so much work to be done before we're anywhere near an equal, fair world. There will always be a system to fight, as we are imperfect, selfish beings who, with prejudice and hatred being at the core of ourselves. But what motivated those in the past to fight against oppression was a belief in salvation, in a better hope, in a better future. That it won't always be like this, and that if we use our voice to not only lift ourselves but others up, there can be change. Those back then hoped that one day all suffering would once come to an end. by trusting in God. And even if you don't, I believe in it. And that hope for an eventual change is something everyone can hold on to. Everyone can cling to it. It's a hope that anyone can use if they just see it, reach out for it, and run for it. It's a hope for an equal world, a united world, and an honest world. I'd like to close with a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King. Wherever there is a human being, I see God-given rights inherent in that being, whether there may be the sex or the complexion. This is for everyone, regardless of who you are, where you came from, or where you are now. Cling on to hope. It doesn't have to stay like this. Making a change and speaking up can do so much. Believe in that.
Thank you so much, Elliot, Jonathan. Great start. Next, I'd like to introduce another high school student, well, now moving on to college. Her name is Tatiana Catherine Marie Desjardins. Tatiana is 18 years old and a recent graduate from Bedford High School, where she graduated with high honors in the Academy of Honors and National Honor Society and earned her AP Capstone Diploma. Absolutely, yeah, give it up to her, yeah. She will be attending Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences in Boston, majoring in pre-medical studies to become a neurosurgeon. During her time in high school, she ran a fundraiser for cancer patients. She currently works as a yoga instructor at Good Company Yoga in New Bedford and serves on the Young Women's Advisory Council. Tatiana.
Good afternoon. I'm Tatiana, and I'm here to say my poem, The Embrace of Unity, that goes with the theme of today's event, and that has to do with our city. Waking in my city that I've known all my life, with cobblestone streets and smiling faces, a community of diverse hearts filled with grace, a tapestry woven with stories to embrace. We may differ in form, color, and size, like wildflowers blooming beneath sunny skies, but beneath all, humanity lies, a shared spirit reflected in our eyes. Each day, we share the same basic needs: connection, hope, planting hopeful seeds, a yearning for purpose that our spirit feeds, rising to mend what is broken, to lift up the fallen with words softly spoken. Change requires action, a promise unbroken. When problems arise and life gets dark, together we stand, leaving our mark. With kindness and courage, we make way for learning and growth day by day. We learn from our errors with our hearts so free, finding answers for you and for me, building connections we all belong. Hope lights the way to build a future better each day. In strength of our bonds, we confide. Our community growing with love and pride. Within our community, I choose to engage, turning a new page. Our built connections, healing the rage. We volunteer our time, uplift and encourage. Together we celebrate a city filled with glee. Unity and freedom are bound to be a symphony of voices for all to see, stronger as one than when torn apart. Hand in hand with an open heart, a community of love, a work of art where every soul plays a vital part. Thank you.
Thank you, Tatiana. Our next guest on the program is Hilario Burgo. Yes. You all may know him. Born and raised in New Bedford, Hilario is a hip-hop artist and musician who goes by the name Survivor. At the age of 5, he started in dancing school, then the glee clubs, which then led him to playing the trumpet for years in numerous marching bands all around. He began rapping at the age of 13 and hasn't stopped since. He has performed for years around the city with his uplifting and positive music. He has had a lifelong commitment to the city of New Bedford and its youth. He has coached many sports teams here locally for over 2 decades and prides himself in being a teacher and mentor to the youth of New Bedford. Hilario.
So you said the theme is unity.
Yes,
sir. I'm gonna put a little salt and pepper on everything right here. Go on. Unity is you and me. Together we rise in positivity. Can I hear that brought back to me? Y'all heard it? We're gonna do it one more time. Unity is you and me. Together we rise in positivity.
Unity is you and me. Together we rise in positivity.
One more time. Unity is you and me.
Together we rise in positivity.
Now I'm believing it.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. On this Juneteenth, let's remember the past is history, but the future is in front of us. The present time is crucial. Frederick Douglass was one of us. We abolitionists, we open doors so that you get in this. Freedom for the slaves, New Bedford used to be the richest kid. Black Civil War, Regiment 54, getting half of the pay. But we had Carney holding the flag all day. Congressional Medal of Honor, what can I say? The whaling industry got different nationalities like Puerto Rican, Cape Verdean, and Portuguese. We even got some Chinese. I dig into facts, straight truth is all I need. In 1818, it was the golden age of whaling. The crewmen were the bravas. Cape Verdeans were trending. I'm a freedom fighter, fuel igniter. Yeah, my future's getting brighter. You're a freedom fighter, fuel igniter. Yeah, your future's getting brighter. I'm a freedom fighter, fuel igniter. Yeah, my future's getting brighter. So what you waiting for? What you waiting for? Freedom, love, peace, equality. I said freedom, love, peace. Nobody's stopping me. Freedom, love, peace, equality, freedom, love, peace. That's what it ought to be. That's what it's gotta be. God bless you. God bless the city of New Bedford. And God bless America. Happy Juneteenth.
I don't know about you, that got me fired up. He was spitting. Okay. The next person on the program needs no introduction. I'd like to introduce the City Council President here in New Bedford, Jay Berger.
Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing tonight? Very good. I hope we're having a good time tonight. I want to thank the HRC under the direction of Marcus Cowards for organizing this tonight. I know there's other HRC members if you want to wave out there. I know you all did a phenomenal job putting this together. Thank you for all the work that you do beyond this flag raising. I'm honored, as always, to bring greetings on behalf of the New Bedford City Council. I want to acknowledge my colleague in government, Ward 4 City Council, Derek Baptiste, that's here with us as well. I also want to acknowledge former Ward 5 Councilor Scott Lima, that's also here as well. Thank you for being here too. I want to thank you all for being here as we come together to raise the Juneteenth flag over our city. For many of us, Juneteenth is not simply about freedom delayed, it's about freedom denied and the generational fight to reclaim it. On June 19, 1865, 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, over 250,000 enslaved black people in Galveston, Texas were finally told they were free. By then, countless lives had already been lost in the Civil War, and countless more had been born into bondage that should have ended years before. Juneteenth exposes a truth that many black Americans know intimately, that freedom has never been delivered equally, and for many it has always been something fought for and not given freely. For black Americans, this holiday is deeply personal. It is a time to honor the strength of our ancestors, the legacy of our community, and the ongoing struggle for true liberation. It is a day rooted in grief, yes, but also in joy and in celebration of black excellence, some of which I see here today. And at its core, Juneteenth is a celebration of resilience. It honors the generations who endured unimaginable suffering, yet laid the foundation for progress through hope and resistance. It reminds us that freedom is not just a proclamation. It must actively be protected, expanded, and made real for all. Here in New Bedford, that resilience runs deep. Ours is a city with a proud history of abolition, of resistance, of Black leadership. But Juneteenth reminds us that that work is not yet finished. True liberation means more than symbolic freedom. It means equity in education, in housing, in health, in opportunity. It means dismantling the barriers that still stand in the way of justice. So today, as we raise this flag, let it be more than a gesture. Let it be a call to action, to remember, to reflect, and to commit ourselves to the ongoing fight for freedom in all of its forms. Because it's important to remember that freedom is not just a moment. It is a movement, and we are still marching. So I thank you all, and again, happy Juneteenth. Thank you. All right, so to raise the flag, I would ask everyone to join me in singing Lift Every Voice and Sing. And David will assist us with that. Wonderful. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won.
Okay, everyone, that is our Juneteenth event. Thank you so much for coming. It really meant so much. This was like an amazing turnout. You all are amazing. I hope you all enjoyed, and we'll be here next year. All right? Have a great day. God bless. Thank you for coming. Happy Juneteenth!
The dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won.